What is up, legends? Happy Flex Friday. Robin Trammy here to show you one of our favorite movements, my personal favorite movements of all time, why deadlift is important. So let's talk about deadlift.
All right, so we have a few lower body movements that are super important to our development, our safety, our strength. We talked about before the squat. So basically with our lower body, we have the ability to squat, we have the ability to hip hinge, deadlift, which is what we're gonna cover today, and we have the ability to lunge. We'll cover that on another time, but one of the most important ones is the deadlift, because for the rest of your life, for your quality of life, you are going to pick things up off the ground, whether it be a bag of dog food, a child, weights. We need to know how to do it properly. So whenever we're doing a hip hinge movement, it's important that, just like we talked about with the squat, the first thing that happens is the butt goes back and we have a nice flat back pattern. So it's kind of like a bucket of water that we're just tilting over. The bucket's up straight, we're tilting the bucket over. We want to just have the movement at the hip joint right here. So this part's super, super important. Sometimes we'll see a lot of error in this area is people start to round their back. They round the back, and when we pick things up that way, that's how we can get hurt. So at the end of this video, I'll show you a few exercises that can help you if you're having trouble getting this part down, hinging with a flat back. So let's translate that over into what that looks like if we're actually picking something up. So I'm gonna start with a bar. So I'll give you guys a side view. So anything that we're doing, anytime we're picking anything up, it's important that we have it as close to our center of balance as possible. So our center of balance when we're standing up is gonna be the midline of the foot. So when I am doing a deadlift, I want to make sure that the bar path travels above the midline of my foot throughout the entire movement. So that means on the way down, I gotta pull my knees out of the way a little bit and then moving back in front. On the way up, pull my knees back and stand back up with it. I don't want to go around my knees because that again is taking myself out of my center of balance. So from the side, Trammy, if you want to get from the side, notice the bar path stays above the midline of my foot. As my butt goes back, I pass the knees, and here's my starting point. Now on the way back up, hips and shoulders raised at the same time, back up. Again, most important thing, that flat back hip hinge.
Let's do PVC pipe.
Huh?
PVC pipe for the people who are just new.
Sure. So you can also do this, you can get a PVC pipe, Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that, probably $2, $3. So you can practice with this. So you can just have it, arms are locked out straight, pushing the butt back, letting the bar slide down, and then bringing it back up, hips and shoulders raised at the same time, standing back up, keeping the stomach tight, glutes tight at the top. So another way we can do this is if we're picking something up off the ground. So I use this kettlebell here, single item I'm picking up off the ground. I'm gonna use the same movement pattern, and I want the weight lined up with the midline of my foot, just like I did for the bar, and then I stand up with it. Then when I lower it back down, I shoot my butt back, hinge. Again, keeping that nice flat back the whole time. So one other variation would be if I was gonna do it with dumbbells. Because these are a little bit lower to the ground, I'm gonna actually squat down a little bit to start the movement to pick these up. And then as I'm doing each rep, same things apply. I'm keeping the weight above my center of balance. I'm hinging at the hip, shooting my butt back, standing back up straight. So again with this, that flat, nice flat back is super important. So a few exercises that we can do to learn how to have that hip hinge movement if we're having trouble learning how to arch our back. Okay, so one of the things that we can do is called Supermans, with your palms facing the ground. And as you come up, you're gonna turn your thumb up toward the ceiling. And the reason why we do that is because it forces your shoulders down and back, which is a really important movement pattern for your upper body movements as well. So, and as you come up here and come up off the ground, notice how it feels to have these muscles in your back engaged. And as we turn our thumbs up towards the ceiling, it's gonna engage all those muscles in the back. So another one that we can do is called cat-cow, I believe. Cat-cow, cat-camel, something like that. So basically, we're just gonna be on our hands and knees, and we're going to round our back, and then we're gonna arch our back. And when we arch the back, we wanna think about trying to pull our hands towards the knees without them moving. That way we engage more musculature. So I'm rounding, I'm arching. Rounding, I'm arching. Okay, so how those two movements come into play is if I'm standing up, I think about my Superman. So I turn my thumbs out, and then I start to, almost like I was just gonna put my hands on my knees here. So we can do the same rounding, arching here, put the thumbs back. Now we're in position for our deadlift. So Training, anything you want me to add on that?
Oh, what are the benefits of the deadlift? Why do you want to do it?
So great question. So deadlift, again, this is important for quality of life. You're going to be picking things up off the ground the rest of your life, the rest of your functional life. So the benefit of it as far as workouts, strengthening your body, is it uses every muscle in your whole body. When you're deadlifting, you're literally engaging all the muscles in your body, especially your hamstrings, your glutes, your entire back, your stomach, your core. This works the core big time. So if you want to get abs, this is a movement that'll really help you with that. And just again, that booty, the nice booty everybody wants. So yeah, deadlift's awesome. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments or in the groups. We love to make videos like this. We want to really help you get the best results possible and keep you safe at the same time. So if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, post them down below and we will make another video. Crush it, Flex Friday.
Thanks for joining us on this Flex Friday.